Well, the atmosphere continues at PRI 2013 in Indianapolis, Indiana. Everybody is just looking out and checking out the sights. And there's David Smith, Hollywood David Smith. Welcome back to another Fast Track video update here from booth 2927 in Indianapolis, Indiana. A cold Indianapolis, David. Man, how are we staying warm? Us Southern boys is just like, man, I got on 3 sweaters and a polo shirt and a button shirt, and I got on the pajama pants and thermal pants, and I don't like this weather.
I know we landed up the other night. It was 17 degrees when we landed. But man, this is cold, you know. But luckily, where we're staying at the Marriott, you just walk like right through down 2 halls and you're right into here. So
you're lucky.
No, it's
about 10 miles.
And it's been real nice staying right here on top of things, and it's been a great show, man. I've got to see a lot of people that have been partners and supporters of my racing for the last 20 years, and met some new people, and really excited about 2014.
We are talking to Hollywood David Smith, driver of the number 11 TNT chassis out of Edmond, South Carolina. The 2-time, now make it 3-time counting this year, and defending Fast Track Southeast Touring Division champion. 3 championships. You got $10,000 coming from that. You got money coming from the World Championship and the World Challenge, and then running the weekly program. Man, just talk about the great year you've had under Fast Track's banner.
Oh, it has. It's been a great season. We didn't have the season we've had in the past, you know, as far as we won a couple of features this year with it, and but we normally race 40 to 50 times throughout the season, and this year we probably only barely raced 20 races. And,
thanks to the rain.
You know, it's hurt us a lot, and then plus, you know, things around my area have changed a little bit, so, you know, as far as, you know, used to be able to run a lot of weekly stuff, and now it's just mainly touring for me, and but with business and stuff, it's really helped, and it's been a positive, so, you know, like I said, I'm looking forward to next year and getting back to victory lane and maybe try to make it 4 championships. I don't believe anybody's ever done it before, so maybe we'll just, you know, I really don't have all my plans together next year, but we'll start on that here pretty soon and get things rolling.
Of course, David Smith has been a former NASCAR driver. He was one of the original drivers of the NASCAR Super Truck. That's what they called it, Super Truck Series. Not Camping World, not Crash, but Super Trucks. Back at Tucson, Arizona. I remember the Winter Heat Series when it used to be on TV. And he ran the NASCAR Sportsman Series in Charlotte and moved on to great things. But when you got into dirt, what is it just about dirt besides running the asphalt that you just love so much about dirt?
Well, actually, you know, my start was in dirt. My granddad had owned and promoted dirt racetracks for over 50 years. So,
Mr. Charlie Mize.
So yes, sir. But that's where my heart was at anyway. So, and like anybody else, when I got 19 or 20 years old, I wanted to see if I could make it, you know, and get some breaks. And I was fortunate enough, like you said, I won a race at Charlotte in '93, and you know, but by then I was 23, 24 years old. So it's you know, they're taking kids now that are 5 and 6 years old and grooming them and training them and developing them. So you know, and I was able to still at that time get a ride and go on to you know, the Craftsman Truck Series at that time in Phoenix, Arizona was my first race, and I was able to run about 15 shows over a 2 or 3 year span. But then we bought a business, and then I just bought a dirt team out, started back dirt racing, and kind of been there ever since. And that's where my heart's at. That's where the fun's at. I mean, I admire all those guys that do all the other. It's a lot of tough work. It's tough to find the backing and the support to do that kind of racing anymore. Really, it's tough in any kind. So, like I said, I'm here at Indy thanking all the guys and supporters and sponsors that I've had. It's great. It's about the only time I really get to see them, you know, before when things are not as hectic, and, you know, have some dinners with them and sit down and just talk and make plans for the upcoming season. So.
And as a driver, we're talking again with David Smith. As a driver, how important is it lately to be a part of these motorsports industry trade shows? Because they're important for Fast Track, and other sanctioning bodies are important for sponsors, and this is a chance for you to showcase yourself, build up a good contingency program. We've been working on contingencies as well, and the same thing. It's to the point where the who's who of racing come to PRI, obviously. If you are big in racing, you've got to come here, and explain that for somebody that plays like, oh, well, I thought about coming, but why should I really need to come to Indianapolis and be in 6 inches of snow?
Well, exactly. But, you know, and some of my partnerships and sponsorships go back for over 20 years. I've been with Pro Shocks for over 20 years, Ripping Radiators for over 20 years. So I've got good relationships with the people that work there. Some of the same ones are still there, and then plus I've dealt with new companies and new marketing guys that are taking over in places there. But it's kind of away from the racetrack where it's a little more relaxed and
It's away from the racetrack, but it is racing.
it is racing. It's all about racing, and all you see here is the racers, and you just tell them how much you appreciate them, and you look forward if they want to do any testing for some new stuff, and now before things get going, that's when you can, do the testing. Just let them know that you're available for them. I mean, because they're helping me and other race teams, but you got to be available to help them.
Right.
And I've done quite a few interviews this weekend and sponsors and photo shoots and stuff with them, so I've got great people that's been behind me, and I've turned some of them on to the series that I race with and partner up with, and it's all about relationships.
Okay, final question. The possibility to pocket $50,000 returns for the first time in Fast Track since 2007 at the inaugural World Grand Nationals. Now it's the World Championships. What is your thoughts of that? And as a driver that's a veteran of Fast Track, what is it going to take to pocket that money?
I know they just kind of was announced last weekend, so I'm not really sure all the details and how it's going to work out, which race nights and stuff. But that's
a race in the Northeast, 10,000 to win, which is going to be at Tyler County Speedway. They're still working on a race in the Southeast a couple of weeks after or before. That'll be 10,000 to win, and then a 20,000 to win show, David.
That's what I'm saying. So once all the details get worked out, that's a huge amount to get the race for. And Fast Track's really the only one in the series that puts that kind of money up for us to race for, and that's the reason I try to stay behind and support and be a part of Fast Track. So it sounds like it's bigger plans again for 2014 than we've had in the past. So I'm looking forward to it. And I went to the north at the end of last year and run a race, and maybe I'll get to go up that way and race more. It's just so much different. When you go through that tunnel on 77 going that way, it just changes everything. So a lot different racing, a lot different surfaces. And, so I need to go and get more prepared up that way, to race. That way you got a chance at picking up.
Absolutely. And David, thank you so much, buddy, for being on. He is the 3-time going for 4 in 2014, trying to be 4 for 4 in the Fast Track Racing Series Southeast Touring Division. Car number 11 out of Inman, South Carolina, Hollywood David Smith. And social networks, where can they follow you on?
I'm not much on that like everybody else. I need to get a Twitter account, I guess, and some stuff. But I'm on Facebook, and I post and keep some stuff on different websites and stuff like that. I don't actually have my own, but I guess I need to get out of this old school.
Absolutely, of course. But you can follow David Smith at FastTrackRacing.com, Fast Track Racing Series on Facebook, and FastTrack_Racing at Twitter.com. And keep up with our 2013 3-time Fast Track Southeast Late Model Series champion. David, thanks for being on.
Yes, sir. Thanks
and
a lot.
For this video update, thank you all so much for tuning in. And again, David Smith here at PRI in 2013, and we got some more great interviews coming up throughout the rest of the day.